In Love Live at 6, Belize City earns international recognition as a UNESCO tsunami-ready city. High Court dismisses Nimrod Katsim Tillit's constitutional challenge. Former Ambassador Alexis Rosado's rape trial is adjourned for a third time. Henry Charles Usher takes over the enterprise portfolio as Oscar Mera remains on leave. A Mexican woman is killed in a 3-vehicle collision near the Santa Elena border. A Bella Vista motorcyclist loses her life during an overtaking maneuver on the Thomas Vincent Ramos Highway, and police make an arrest within 48 hours of the Unitedville shooting that killed one twin and injured the other. And the police constable pleads guilty to 4 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. Stay tuned for those stories and more in tonight's newscast.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. GrowWatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, GrowWatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, GrowWatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? GrowWatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. GrowWatt delivers energy-smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Llano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
Cada conexión es más que solo una señal, es un estudiante abriendo las puertas a su futuro a través de la educación digital. Una mente joven atreviéndose a soñar en grande. Nuestra cultura compartida con el mundo en tiempo real. Y héroes cotidianos respondiendo al llamado del deber cívico. Cuando nos conectamos con Digi, empoderamos a Belice.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try to keep my coffee warm for later.
What do you do now?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, the blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Pelican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Pelican, the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Pelican in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Pelican Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Pelican beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd. Battle of the Paddles sponsors are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, Placencia Village Council, WWF, World Wildlife Fund, Sandy Cove BZ Tours, Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environmental Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, Balam Golf, Kareem Gordon on behalf of Mango Creek, M&M Hardware and Service Station, Flowers Vacation Rentals, Primus Villas, Isiana Resort and Residences, 501 Trucking, Ziki Rental Agency, Wendy's Restaurant, Barefoot Bar, Maya Beach Hotel, PAC Protected Area Conservation Trust, and Love FM.
Taste of Belize is back after a spectacular return last year. Belize's signature culinary and bartending showdown is coming. On Saturday, August 1st, starting at 8 a.m., head to the St. Catherine Academy Mercy Center in Belize City for a full day of competition, culture, and celebration. Cheer on your favorite chefs, pastry chefs, and bartenders as they compete for grand prizes. Take part in fun and interactive culinary masterclasses and savor the flavors that make Belize unique. Get your tickets today via QuickPass or at the BTB office on Regent Street. Taste of Belize 2026, celebrating and inspiring Belize through food, drink, culture, education, and competition. Brought to you by the Belize Tourism Board.
Good evening. Welcome to the evening news here on Love Television for today, the 27th day of July, 2026. I am Ernesto Vasquez. Belize City has officially been recognized as a tsunami-ready city, becoming the 23rd community in the Caribbean region to receive UNESCO's tsunami-ready recognition after nearly 8 years, confirming that the municipality has met international standards for tsunami preparedness through public education, emergency planning, clearly marked evacuation routes, warning systems, and community engagement. The milestone was celebrated today at the House of Culture here in Belize City, where the importance of maintaining a constant state of preparedness took center stage. Minister responsible for disaster risk management, Henry Charles Usher, noted that while the designation is a significant accomplishment, it also marks the beginning of an ongoing commitment to public awareness, education, and readiness.
Today is a culmination of 8 years. It started in 2018 and culminated this year in 2026. The designation of Belize City as a community that is tsunami ready. The 23rd such designation in this region. So it's an important day for Belize City, and as I said, it took many years for us to get here. But this is really just the beginning of the process, because this is all about continuing to be ready, continuing to be prepared, continuing that community engagement, preparedness, education, awareness when it comes to tsunamis. So it's the beginning. We have a lot of experience and awareness when it comes to hurricanes, but we don't have as many instances of being aware of earthquakes or tsunamis. So it's something that is good that we get this type of education. So there are evacuation areas in Belize City, gathering points. You will see the signage throughout the city that has been put up, and those are the areas where persons can go and gather, and then evacuation routes explain to them how they would go or where they would go in the event of a tsunami. Remember, this thing happens very fast. It's not like a hurricane where you can have early warning. You might have a day or two knowing exactly where that hurricane might go more or less. With a tsunami, if there's an earthquake in the water and a tsunami it builds up, it happens very fast. So we have to be able to get the information out there, get the warning out there, and persons have to be educated. That's why it's a continuous process, and it's something that we will continue to do as part of the Ministry of Disaster Risk Management.
In recognizing the achievement, the Belize City Council expressed gratitude to the City Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, the National Met Service, UNESCO's Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, the International Tsunami Information Center, NOAA, the United States government, first responders, uniformed services, community leaders, and residents whose collective efforts made the designation possible. Deputy Director of the International Tsunami Information Center Caribbean Office, Christia Bon Hillebrand Andrade, explained that building a tsunami-ready community goes beyond meeting international standards and depends on continuous public education and preparation to reduce risk and save lives.
The Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO has established 12 steps for a community to get ready for a tsunami, and Belize would have followed these guidelines. And it consisted in, first of all, divided into 3 areas. One is awareness, preparedness, and response. So Belize, in order to receive the recognition of UNESCO IOC as a tsunami-ready community, it had to know its threat, it had to map the hazard, had to know how many people lived or could be affected by the tsunami in Belize City, and then also what were the resources, which resources would it have on hand to respond to a situation like a tsunami. Also then in the area of preparedness, Belize City prepared a tsunami evacuation map, which would indicate the areas that had to be evacuated, the safer areas, and how to get from the hazard zone to those safer areas, and areas where people could assemble. Also then they had installed signage to inform the public on the evacuation routes and these assembly points. They developed education and outreach material, and this material was shared through public and outreach events, and a tsunami exercise to test the procedures for responding to a tsunami.
As Belize City celebrates this international recognition, residents are encouraged to learn the evacuation routes and assembly points within their communities, stay informed, and respond promptly to emergency alerts. The High Court has dismissed a constitutional claim filed by Orange Walk resident Nimrod Katsim Tillit, clearing the way for his extradition case to return to the magistrate's court. Tillit had argued that sending him to Mexico could expose him to cruel and inhumane treatment because of his medical condition and the alleged conditions inside Mexican prisons. But when the matter came before Justice Derek Sylvester this morning, Tillit's legal team acknowledged that it had been unable to obtain the evidence needed to support those claims. This included medical reports and information about prison conditions in Mexico. Director of Public Prosecution Sherilyn Vidal, representing the state, asked the court to clarify whether the claim was being withdrawn or discontinued, noting that the matter had been pending since 2024 and was adjourned on February 17 and again on May 26 to give the defense more time to submit evidence. No supporting material was filed until its attorneys were unable to say how they intended to move forward. Justice Sylvester then dismissed the claim. Tillit is wanted by Mexican authorities in connection with the alleged killing of a woman in Quintana Roo. He was arrested in Belize in October 2023 on a provisional warrant, and Mexico submitted its formal extradition request 2 months later. The case reached the magistrate's court in January 2024. Tillit's attorneys initially challenged the extradition on 2 grounds, arguing that the alleged offense did not meet the requirement of dual criminality and that extradition could violate his constitutional protection against cruel and inhumane treatment. The dual criminality argument was later abandoned, leaving the constitutional challenge concerning Tillit's health and the alleged conditions in Mexican prisons. That issue was referred to the High Court in August of 2024. With the constitutional claim now dismissed, the extradition proceedings are expected to resume before Chief Magistrate Deborah Rogers in the Belize City Magistrates Court. No new hearing date has been announced. Tillit has also made a humanitarian request to be allowed to contact his family before any possible transfer to Mexico. English barrister Tim Prideaux from the Turks and Caicos Islands-based law firm Stanbrook Prideaux has been representing Tillit on a pro bono basis. And the rape trial of former Ambassador Alexis Rosado did not begin as scheduled in Belmopan today after the case was adjourned for a 3rd time. Rosado was expected to appear in court at 9 o'clock this morning. His attorneys, Richard Dickey Bradley and Leroy Banner, informed the court that he was unwell and submitted a medical certificate explaining his absence. Rosado was charged in 2022 with 1 count of rape, 1 count of sexual assault, and 6 counts of aggravated assault. The complainant reported the allegations to police in December of 2021. She alleges that Rosado began a sexual relationship with her when she was 13 and continued engaging in sexual acts with her until 2021. She further alleges that she was sexually assaulted multiple times and raped twice. The trial has now been rescheduled to begin on the 5th of October. Minister of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management Henry Charles Usher has taken over responsibility for the Ministry of Enterprise while Oscar Mira remains on leave from Cabinet. Mira previously held both the Home Affairs and Enterprise portfolios following his leave of absence. Prime Minister John Briceño divided those responsibilities between 2 ministers. Julius Espat was assigned Home Affairs, while Usher was asked to oversee Enterprise. Usher confirmed that he is serving as Interim Minister of Enterprise. He also reflected on his earlier hesitation to take on the portfolio when the Prime Minister first directed him to do so.
When he asked me recently to hold over the portfolio of Enterprise, I said, okay, I can hold it over. We are further along in civil service. I don't know how long I will hold over the portfolio, but I am there to make sure that all of the regulations, all of the compliance is done in accordance with all laws.
Did you also have an issue with Enterprise given all the claims of corruption and narco elements linked to the free zone?
So, it wasn't that I declined the portfolio. You can't decline the Prime Minister when he comes and says, I want you to handle this responsibility. It was an ongoing discussion that we had. When it comes to this same civil service modernization exercise that had already been started, and I said, it will be hard for a new minister to come in now and pick up exactly where it is. At least let us get through this process. I'm happy now that we've been able to get the approval from the IDB. We are moving forward with the modernization, and it's a project that I think is important for the overall services that government provides. The overall services in terms of in the ministries, both to the civilians or citizens and also to public officers, because the Ministry of Public Service, our main customers are public officers, and we have to be able to respond to their needs more efficiently as well when it comes to taking leave, promotions, transfers, etc. We have to be able to respond to those more effectively. So this process will help both areas.
The Enterprise portfolio includes responsibility for areas such as Belize's free zones and policies aimed at supporting business development and investment. Usher will manage those responsibilities alongside his existing public service and disaster risk management portfolios until a permanent decision is made. Mira was granted a 3-month leave of absence in June amid public scrutiny over government payments made to businesses reportedly connected to members of his family. And Minister of Immigration, Governance and Labour Karim Musa has called for stronger safeguards within the government's financial management system following the Smart Stream controversy. The matter led Oscar Mira and Florencio Marin Jr. to step away from their cabinet responsibilities after records raised questions about payments and procurement at the Ministry of National Defence and Border Security. The record showed hundreds of government payments to businesses connected to members of Mira's family, including multiple invoices processed for the same supplier on a single day. On September 14, 2023, 12 invoices totaling more than $103,000 were approved for one of Mira's siblings. Musa said SmartStream or any replacement system should automatically flag multiple payments made to the same supplier within a short period.
We are 1 year into our second term in office. We are 4 years out from the next general elections. The People's United Party government is in a good position to make it right by the Belizean people. We have an opportunity to fix procurement, which has bedeviled us for decades, not just this PUP administration, past UDP and PUP administrations. We have an opportunity now to make it right for the current procurement system and moving forward. And what does that entail? As the Prime Minister said, we're going to create an actual procurement unit, but in the meantime, we also have to put in place alerts for these under 10,000 payments that are coming out, because there's no way that the Ministry of Finance should not be alerted when a particular ministry is making so many payments in one particular day. And so there has to be alerts put in place. And as the Prime Minister said, anything under 50,000, we have to publish every single contract and every bid that was put in for that contract. And that might not be something that the people who are bidding are happy about, but at the end of the day, transparency and satisfying the Belizean public that they are getting the best value for money is what is important. So I think moving forward, we have an opportunity to fix that. And I personally think, while it may seem like a strained relationship, I think people have more trust and confidence in the PUP administration to get things right. And so I feel confident that that's what we're going to do.
Musa said that even when individual payments fall below the $10,000 threshold, several transactions involving the same supplier on the same day should trigger additional scrutiny. He said automated safeguards could prevent larger purchases from being divided into smaller payments to avoid higher approval requirements. PM Briceño has ordered an audit of procurement and financial activity at the ministry covering 2015 to 2026. He has also assumed interim responsibility for the ministry while the review continues. Minister of the Public Service, Henry Charles Usher, says the government is awaiting the findings of the ongoing audit at the Ministry of National Defence and Border Security before determining what action should be taken. The audit was ordered following questions over procurement and hundreds of payments made through the government's Smart Stream financial management system. The records reportedly included multiple payments to businesses associated with relatives of former Defence Minister Oscar Mira. The review covers procurement and financial activity at the ministry between 2015 and 2026, expected to determine whether government procedures were followed and whether any public officers should be held accountable. Usher said the public service will be guided by the evidence contained in the final report.
Whenever an audit is done, a forensic audit is done, especially, there is an engagement letter, and that engagement letter sets out what they're looking at, what areas, what timeline, who they want to interview, what files they would want. So I haven't seen that engagement letter. I assume that it was sent to the Ministry of Defense, but that engagement letter would specify who the auditor wants to interview or what steps the auditor believes needs to take so that they can have an independent, open, no interference in terms of the work they need to do.
And do you know if the timeline for that audit, given that the Prime Minister says it should go back a decade, that it's going to last only 3 months?
That's a very good question, and maybe the Auditor General or the lead auditor would be able to answer that. I'm hoping that it can happen fast. I think that it's important that this information is brought out in terms of a report as soon as possible, but I don't know how long it will take.
Because the question to follow would be, if it lasts longer, then Mira and Marin would have to remain on suspension.
It's a good question, which means that my holding over that portfolio would last even longer.
And while questions surrounding the Defence Ministry audit continue, Minister of the Public Service Henry Charles Usher was also pressed on the protection of whistleblowers within government. The unions have repeatedly called for whistleblower protection legislation to safeguard public officers who expose possible wrongdoing, corruption, or breaches of government procedure. Usher, however, did not indicate that the legislation is being treated as an urgent priority, nor did he provide a timeline for when it may be taken to Cabinet or the National Assembly. Instead, the minister questioned whether the disclosure of the Smart Stream payment records should be considered a leak of secret information. noting that the financial management system is used by authorized public officers and that the information circulating publicly may not necessarily have been confidential.
Public officers have been praised, particularly by the opposition, for sort of sending in these leaks and exposing the government. How do you feel that these are employees under your ministry?
Well, they're employees of the government of Belize, not necessarily under the Ministry of the Public Service, and I think that the information was readily available. I don't know exactly who you're referring to when you're praising them, but I think that nobody really has been called, so I don't know. So it's just a general praise that's being done by the opposition. I wouldn't expect anything less.
But it's the public officers who are sort of sending out these things to the media houses and whatnot.
Okay, so what's the question?
Are you concerned
that where there is an idea or some suspicion of corruption that this is made public?
Well, I think that the information has been put into the public domain. You're seeing the Auditor General going in there and doing an audit, and let's see what the audit brings out. I think it's important that if there are areas that need improvement, that those areas are improved, that if there are additional controls that need to be put in place. If you would recall, when you first asked me this question, even before the Auditor General stepped in, I said what is important is that an audit is done, and I think that that process is ongoing now, and we have to see what report comes out from the Auditor General.
Another matter now before the Ministry of the Public Service involves John Pinello and the vacant post of Chief Forest Officer. Pinello had been serving as acting Chief Forest Officer before going on leave in June after businessman Cesar Godinez accused him of soliciting bribes and attempting to extort money from him. Pinello denied the allegations and in turn accused Godinez of offering him a bribe to facilitate documents connected to his forestry operations. Both men have rejected the accusations made against them. Godinez later submitted a formal complaint to the Ministry of Sustainable Development. He claims that supporting material included electronic transfers, screenshots, and company documents. The ministry conducted an internal review, but Minister Orlando Habet later said there was not enough evidence to make a finding against Pinello. Pinello has since returned to the Forest Department in his substantive position as Deputy Chief Forest Officer. He has not returned to the acting chief position. Minister Henry Charles Usher says the post of Chief Forest Officer will soon be advertised. He also explained how Pinello's application and the allegations surrounding him would be handled under the established public service process.
The Ministry of the Public Service can't act unless we receive something from whatever ministry there is an issue. So we have not had the opportunity to see anything yet in reference to this particular set of events. And so the Public Service Commission as well has not been able to act. It has been an investigation that was done internally at the Ministry of Sustainable Development, and we hope that we can get full disclosure as to what that investigation actually revealed. So the post had been advertised before. There was an acting Chief Forest Officer. I think when the former Chief Forest Officer retired, there was some time in between when he had some leave, and so he didn't actually leave office until a few months later. So that vacancy was pulled back to say, okay, we'll wait until the substantive post is actually vacant until we publicize that post again. So that will happen very soon.
We understand that Pinello will be eligible to apply when the vacancy is advertised. In other news, as Belize continues to restrict abortion in most circumstances, a landmark ruling in Dominica has expanded the conditions under which women and girls there can legally end a pregnancy. Dominica's High Court ruled on July 23 that abortion must be allowed in cases of rape, incest, and severe fetal impairment. It must also be permitted when continuing a pregnancy with threatening the woman's life or health. The ruling does not fully legalize abortion. Instead, it removes criminal penalties in the specific circumstances outlined by the court. Dominica's government now has 6 months to update its laws and procedures. Belize's law is different. Rape and incest are not listed as automatic grounds for an abortion. Under sections 111 and 112 of the Criminal Code, a registered medical practitioner may legally terminate a pregnancy if 2 doctors agree in good faith that continuing it would pose a greater risk to the woman's life or physical or mental health than ending it. The doctors may also consider the health of her existing children. An abortion is also allowed when there is a substantial risk that the child would be born with serious physical or mental abnormalities. Outside those circumstances, performing or obtaining an abortion remains a criminal offense. The Caribbean Family Planning Affiliation has welcomed the Dominican ruling, calling it limited but important. The organization argues that restrictive abortion laws tend to hit poor women, adolescents, and survivors of sexual violence the hardest. It says criminalization does not necessarily stop abortions. Instead, it may force women to seek unsafe procedures or discourage them from getting medical care. The organization hopes the decision will lead to a wider and more honest discussion about abortion laws across the Caribbean, many of which were inherited from the colonial period. The CFPA is now calling on governments, parliamentarians, medical professionals, faith leaders, and civil society groups to take part in respectful, evidence-based discussions on that issue. And Belize has attained full membership in the World Health Organization's program for international drug monitoring, strengthening the country's access to global information on medicine safety. The Ministry of Health and Wellness announced the development today, saying it recognizes progress made in strengthening Belize's national pharmacovigilance system and its capacity to identify and respond to safety concerns involving medicines. A key requirement was a successful connection of Belize's national reporting systems to the WHO's global database for adverse event reports. This was achieved through collaboration between the Ministry's Drug Inspectorate Unit and Maternal and Child Health Unit. The membership will allow Belize to contribute national safety data to international monitoring efforts while gaining access to information from other participating countries. According to the ministry, this could assist local health authorities in identifying possible risks and responding to medicine-related safety concerns. The ministry credited the healthcare professionals and technical teams involved in the process. It also acknowledged the Pan American Health Organization and the Uppsala Monitoring Center for providing technical support. Belizean jurist Justice Godfrey Phillips Smith has been appointed to chair an international commission of inquiry into the MV Barima ferry tragedy in Guyana, which reportedly claimed more than 100 lives. Guyanese President Irfan Ali announced the 5-member commission yesterday. Its members, drawn from Belize, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago and Poland, will investigate the vessel's loading, passenger boarding, seaworthiness and the events leading to its capsizing. The inquiry will also examine possible overcrowding, cargo storage, life-saving equipment, passenger manifest procedures, and the conduct and qualifications of the master and crew. The search, rescue and recovery operations will also be reviewed. An estimated 179 people were aboard the vessel. 73 bodies have been recovered, including 69 that have been positively identified, but the final death toll has not been confirmed. Justice Smith serves as CARICOM's high-level representative for law and criminal justice and as an ad hoc justice of the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal. The Commission will begin its work once the required legal instruments are finalized. Moving on, Belize's population continues to grow, largely because far more babies are born than people are dying. That growth, however, is beginning to slow as families have fewer children. Data published by Our World in Data estimates that 7,410 babies were born in Belize in 2023, compared to 2,022 deaths. That is almost 4 births for every death, resulting in a natural population increase of approximately 5,388 people. Migration added slightly to that figure. An estimated 595 more people entered Belize than left during 2023. Altogether, the population grew by about 1.5%. Without migration, the increase would have been closer to 1.3%. Belize's population was estimated at 411,100 in 2023. Worldmeter, using United Nations data, now puts the 2026 figure at approximately 428,644, about 5,720 more people than last year. Even with that growth, Belize remains one of the world's least populated countries, ranking 176 globally. The country's population is also relatively young. The median age is 27.3, meaning half of Belize's residents are younger than 27. Life expectancy, meanwhile, has increased to around 74 years. One of the biggest changes can be seen in the fertility rate. In 1960, women in Belize had an average of 6.5 children. That figure fell to 3.63 by 2000 and reached 2.01 in 2023, expected to drop slightly below 2 children per woman in 2026. That is slightly below the level generally needed for one generation to replace itself without migration. But because Belize still has a young population, births are expected to continue outnumbering deaths for some time. The United Nations estimates that Belize's population could approach 450,000 by 2030 and approximately 516,600 by 2050. Growth is expected to continue, but more slowly as people have fewer children and the population gradually gets older. Figures are estimates based on United Nations population data. They may differ from official birth and death registrations or census figures produced here in Belize. We have more news up ahead. Don't go away, stay with us. We'll be back with that following this commercial break.
No one should be up at this time. If you're still up, it's not you, it's your mattress. Because the right mattress changes everything. Sherwood Bedding Luxury Resort Pillow Top Mattress. Sleep better, wake better. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA-certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 6C8 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
Hardware store, now we online giving you more. Home or job site, no stress, no sweat. Everything you need, you could get. Household appliances, day or night. Shopping for supplies made easy and light. Click, click, boom, and the order done. Building in Belize just got more fun.
Why wait long in a line? Save your energy and your time. Delivery pulling up right by your gate. Castillo's Hardware, making building great.
Build smarter, shop easier.
Castillo's making life sweeter.
Anytime,
Anywhere, hardware shopping without a care.
browse online, get what you need.
Fast and easy with lightning speed.
Pick up or delivery, choose your way.
Castillo's got you covered every day. From your phone, just tap them by. No more hassle, no more.
Do it best with Castillo's Hardware.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Battle of the Paddle sponsors are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, Placencia Village Council, WWF, World Wildlife Fund, Sandy Cove BZ Tours, Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environmental Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, Balam Golf, Kareem Gordon on behalf of Mango Creek, M&M Hardware and Service Station, Flowers Vacation Rentals, Primus Villas, Isiana Resort and Residences, 501 Trucking, Ziki Rental Agency, Wendy's Restaurant, Barefoot Bar, Maya Beach Hotel, PAC Protected Area Conservation Trust, and Love FM.
To School 2026 with the Angelus Press is here, and this year is bigger and better. We're talking unbelievable deals all summer long. Starting June 15, stock up on all your school essentials.
New notebooks? Check. Fresh backpacks? Check. Prices that make you smile? Double check.
Mommy, I want my new Samsonite backpack.
That's right. Samsonite still offers a sweet 1-year warranty. And hey, you even get a free merch with purchase while supplies last. Stay in the loop by following the Angelus Press on social media. Every Friday during our back to school season, look out for our jaw-dropping, this stuff for real deals.
So before you shop, make sure you follow
The Angelus Press, your back-to-school headquarters all summer long. The Angelus Press and the Love Foundation, transforming lives with love.
Belize is calling for change, and the future is in her hands. Meet our 4 incredible delegates competing for the crown of Miss Earth Belize 2026. Join us for the national pageant on August 8, 2026 at the Belize City Civic Center. Tickets, general admission $10, VIP $100, and ultra VIP tables $1,000. Seating for 5, wine and charcuterie included.
Tickets will be available for purchase at all Pink Boutique locations, Onyx Beauty Lounge, and Medisco.
Be a part of the movement. Beauty for a cause. Miss Earth Belize 2026.
Welcome back. You're live with the news here on Love Television. An evening of socializing in the Corozal Free Zone ended in tragedy when a 31-year-old Mexican woman was killed in a collision involving her motorcycle and 2 cars near the Santa Elena border. The crash occurred at around 9:30 last night near the Oyusa fumigation facility. When police arrived, they found a damaged blue motorcycle, a silver Dodge on the median, and a green Chevrolet on the roadside. The motorcyclist, Nidia Galdames Hernandez, was found unresponsive near the median with injuries to her face, chest, and left ankle. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stacey Smith explained how the 3 vehicles became involved in the collision.
Police have issued notices of intended prosecution as a part of the ongoing investigation into the death of 31-year-old Mexican national Nidia Galdames Hernandez, which occurred at approximately 9:40 p.m. on Sunday, 26 July 2026, near the Belize-Mexico border. The investigation has so far disclosed that Hernandez was operating a motorcycle and she was heading towards the Mexican border, and traveling behind her was a green Chevrolet motor vehicle. It is alleged that Hernandez swerved into the opposite lane of traffic and collided into a Dodge Altitude that was coming in the opposite direction, resulting in a collision and her being fatally injured. Urine samples have been extracted from drivers of both of the vehicle as a part of the ongoing investigation.
The Dodge was being driven by 43-year-old Jose Hernandez Saldivar, while 51-year-old Montgomery Duque Pineda was driving the Chevrolet. Both men, as well as Hernandez, were from Oton Peblanco in neighboring Quintana Roo, Mexico. Hernandez was taken to the Corozal Community Hospital, where she was pronounced dead this morning. Her body remains in the hospital morgue awaiting a post-mortem. We understand that none of the 3 vehicles was insured and that the licenses held by both car drivers had expired. Saldivar and Pineda were detained as part of the investigation, and urine samples were obtained. Police are also expected to retrieve surveillance footage from the Oyusa facility as they work to determine the full circumstances surrounding the fatal collision. Earlier today, the family of the deceased made a public appeal for financial assistance to get her body across the border for burial. And a Bella Vista woman was killed on Saturday afternoon when a vehicle attempting to overtake her motorcycle collided with it on the Thomas Vincent Ramos Highway. The crash occurred around 4:30 p.m. between miles 44 and 45. Police say 26-year-old Dante Oliver Eden Orales of Belmopan was driving a Ford Escape towards Punta Gorda when the 2 vehicles collided. Assistant Commissioner Stacey Smith explains how that incident unfolded.
Police have issued a notice of intended prosecution as a part of the ongoing investigation into a traffic accident that claimed the life of 39-year-old Tatiana Alvarado of Bella Vista Village. The incident occurred at approximately 4:35 p.m. on Saturday, 25th July 2026, near the Independence Cutoff. Investigators have established thus far that Alvarado was riding a motorcycle in the direction of Punta Gorda, and traveling immediately behind her was a Ford Escape. It is alleged that the driver of the Ford Escape, in the process of attempting to overtake the motorcycle being operated by Alvarado, when Miss Alvarado is alleged to have taken a sudden left turn, resulting in the collision, and that collision resulted in her fatal demise.
Do you know if the person driving the vehicle at the time was under the influence?
I am not able to say, and I actually made inquiry as to whether urine samples were extracted from him. I have not been able to confirm that so far.
The motorcyclist Tatiana Alvarado sustained severe injuries to her head and body and died at the scene. When the police arrived, they found the motorcycle in flames. The scene was processed. Alvarado's body was later transported to the Southern Regional Hospital. Authorities are investigating an early morning fire that damaged Feminz's store inside the Abdu building at the corner of Albert and Orange Streets in downtown Belize City. Police were called to the area shortly before 1 o'clock yesterday morning. Firefighters managed to contain the blaze in the store and prevented it from spreading through the rest of the building. No one was injured. Femina's store, located on the ground floor at the front of the building, carried kitchen and household appliances. Much of the merchandise was damaged by either the fire or the water used to bring it under control. Assistant Commissioner Stacey Smith provided more details.
On Sunday, 26 July 2026, at approximately 12:44 a.m., Police Control Room was advised of a fire at the corner of Albert and Orange Street. CIB personnel responded, and upon their arrival, they met with fire officials who had already begun extinguishing the fire. What we have learned so far in the course of the investigation is that the owner of Femine's store reported that he left his property, and he was only alerted that a fire occurred, and he visited and made the observation. He stated that the building is one that he rents, however the contents are his and they're insured. The department is currently awaiting the report from the National Fire Service as to whether the fire was as a result of electrical works gone bad, or if it was deliberately set. As that information is learned, it will be conveyed to the media.
Well, store owner Dilip Budrani told the authorities that the contents of the business were insured with RF&G insurance. It was not immediately known whether the building itself was insured. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, and the total value of the damage has not yet been determined. For historical reminiscing, the Abdu building occupies one of the best-known commercial corners in downtown Belize City, near the Swing Bridge, Mule Park, and the former Belize City Market. Over the years, the Abdu building has housed several well-known businesses. One of Belize's earliest Kentucky Fried Chicken outlets also operated from that building during the mid-1970s and into the early 1980s. In other news, police have located the mother of a 1-year-old child who was reportedly left with a neighbor on Baghdad Street in Belize City. The child, however, remains in the care of social services as the authorities investigate the circumstances surrounding that incident. And police were called to the residence at around 1:25 on Sunday morning after occupant Shayna Saunders found a fire burning on the steps and managed to put it out. During the investigation, a neighbor told police that a woman known to her as Shani had left the child in her care at around 9 o'clock on Saturday night. The woman said she was going to get a taxi but did not return. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stacey Smith provided more details on the attempted arson, the child being left at the residence, and the subsequent location of the mother.
As it relates to the incident with the child on Baghdad Street in Belize City, what I've been able to ascertain so far is that sometime last night, police were called to a residence on Baghdad Street because there was a fire on a stair, and the lady stated that when she extinguished the fire, she noticed a birth paper was near where the fire occurred. It was only because of this another female who lived not too far away realized that the name on the birth paper is that of a female who had visited her earlier and left her child there with her. That particular woman reported that a female known to her solely by first name, and it's not someone that she was intimately acquainted with, visited her and began a conversation and asked her to call a taxi for her. And during that time that they were waiting for the taxi, the child fell asleep. So the child was placed to sleep within the residence. The female, which is the mother of the child, left, and she did not return any at all. And it was only when that incident happened that she realized that something may have gone awry. Investigators have since been able to locate the mother. The child was placed with the Human Services, and I've been advised that a consultation and welfare check should happen sometime during the course of today to see what exactly went wrong that caused the mother to take that course of action that she took.
Even though the mother has now been found, the investigators are trying to determine whether the child was deliberately abandoned. They're also working to establish who started the fire and whether the attempted arson is connected to the child being left at the property. 25-year-old Denvoy Bartley was visiting his mother in Unitedville for her birthday when death came calling on Saturday night. Bartley and his twin brother Delroy were socializing with others at around 8:30 p.m. when a gunman emerged from nearby bush and opened fire. The shooter was said to have been dressed in black, wearing a green military-style jacket. A woman who lives nearby said she heard the gunfire, came out of her house to find out what happened. By then, the gunman had already fled.
Police have formally arrested and charged 20-year-old Kevin Anthony Alford of Unitedville Village, Coyote District, for the crimes of murder, attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and wounding in connection with the ongoing investigation into the murder of 25-year-old Denvoy Bartley and the shooting injury of Delton Bartley. The investigation commenced at approximately 8:34 p.m. on Saturday, 25th July 2026 in Unitedville Village. The investigators reported that they responded to reports of shots being fired, and what they have learned so far in the course of the investigation is that both Denvoy and Delroy Bartley were along with another male person in front of a residence in Unitedville Village when a male person emerged from nearby bushes and fired a number of shots, resulted in the fatal injury of Denvoy Bartley and the injury of Delroy Bartley. So far, what the investigation is suggesting is that it is as a result of the ongoing dispute for drug trade within that village.
Has the police department increased any security in that area, being that this is about the third murder, if I'm not mistaken, for this year alone in Unitedville?
There has been a number of strategic operations. I know a tactical team was deployed in that area. You would also know that after the last incident, I cannot recall the gentleman's name, but the officers were able to make an interception of a vehicle of interest and a recovery of 2 firearms. So that speaks to the department's tactical posture. And as you can see, the response in terms of the arrests with this most recent incident. So in addition to arranging our tactical response, I must say that we have liaised with community members who are adamant about wanting this type of activity outside of their neighborhood, and we have been liaising with them and sharing with them as it relates to investing in technology that has played a role in bringing this investigation to the state that it is now. I know the murder victim indeed was resident of Belize City. I think not too long ago, he was recently, I think, came off of a allegation for a murder case.
Officer Smith addressed the department's preliminary findings, the suspected motive, and the increased security measures being put in place in the village.
We never expect that. We never expect it. We live that Belize. But he may come especially for my birthday. When I'm inside of my house, we come out afterwards when the shooting done. See that who get shot, and when we gone out there, that we the thing shot. Then we see he lay out front there by the road. I don't know if he may done the feel himself, that we hug with, that we love with, and for that the night that we know here, we all sleep. Me in my room, they sleep, the pain, nobody know man. Time I tired, time I just don't watch the day. I really don't relax, I tell her, you're good? Yeah, we're good. You not hear me then, sister, I say, you not hear me, my sister, don't want to hear me again, so I tell her, I don't want to like, you know, I don't hear that when I busy, I don't want to hear nobody when I the worker, I the clean up, so y'all, so you not hear me, sis, you not hear me. 2 times you not hear me, then sis, you afraid for me, I tell her, we don't know I the wash, and the clean up. So, that the last time when we say 8:30, that when we hear the gunshot,
Denver had previously been charged with murder, but that case ended after the prosecution entered a nolle prosequi, discontinuing the proceedings against him. Don't go away, we'll be back with more news, so please stay with us.
If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Looking to perfect your roofing or siding project with precision? At Coop Sheet Metal, we've got the machine that makes it happen. Introducing our state-of-the-art double folding machine equipped with advanced technology and engineered to handle complex metal bends in long pieces, various angles, and intricate profiles. Need trims up to 21 feet? Coop Sheet Metal has what you need. From modern siding to custom flashings and fascia details, Coop Sheet Metal makes the products better, faster, and more accurately. for residential, commercial, industrial, or even custom roofing, siding, and trims, all at one place. If you're not sure what you need, we will walk you through it from start to finish. At Coop Sheet Metal, it's not just about metal, it's about variety, confidence, and flawless finish. That's Coop Sheet Metal, your one-stop metal source from start to finish. Call now at 823-0118 or visit coopsheet.com.
Traveler, are you?
The National Celebrations Commission, in collaboration with the Belize City Council and the National Institute of Culture and History, proudly invites you to celebrate Emancipation Day at the annual Ibo Town Festival on Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Following the official Emancipation Day ceremony, join us at the Isaiah Mortar Square on Albert Street West from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. for a full day of culture, entertainment, and family fun. Experience an exciting lineup of live performances, cultural displays, local handicrafts, an educational emancipation tour, delicious food and drinks, and a free kids zone featuring face painting, cotton candy, snow cones, a bouncy house, and a trampoline. Think you've got the best powder bun or rice and beans? Enter our powder bun and rice and beans competition for a chance to win amazing cash prizes. Mark your calendars and bring the entire family to the Isaiah Mortar Square on Saturday, August 1st from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come celebrate our history, our freedom, our culture, and our community at the Ibo Town Festival. See you there.
Welcome back. We bring you the final segment of the evening news here on Love Television. For many children, growing up means learning new things every day. But for young people living with type 1 diabetes, growing up also means learning how to manage lifelong conditions, from checking blood sugar levels to taking insulin and making careful health choices. This week, a group of young diabetes warriors are coming together in Belize City for a camp designed not only to educate them, but to remind them that they are not alone. Our reporter Suseli Show has the story.
Behind every blood sugar check, every insulin dose, and every health decision, there is a young person learning how to navigate life with type 1 diabetes. For these children, diabetes is not just a medical condition. It is something they manage every single day. And this week, they are finding support, friendship, and encouragement at the Diabetes Warrior Type 1 Youth Camp, hosted by the Belize Diabetes and Hypertension Association at the Lions Den in Belize City. The 4-day camp brings together young people living with type 1 diabetes in a space where they can learn, share their experiences, and build confidence in managing their health. President of the Belize Diabetes and Hypertension Association, Tylen Tillett, says the camp was created to give young people the tools and support they need to better understand their condition.
idea of the camp is going to last until Thursday. We have 3 days of presenters. They'll talk to pharmacists, they'll talk to pediatricians, they'll talk to people from our mental health unit. And all of this is geared towards making these kids stronger and to present them in a leadership light and to tell them that yes, you have a condition that is affecting your life, but that also gives you a strength because you are tuned into your body, and the same way that you manage your body with what you eat and the medications that you take, that you can apply that to another area of your life that makes you stronger. This is the first day. We normally have an average of about 20 participants. The camp cannot function without the smaller children and without their parents. And so we get a chance to educate the child and the parent at the same time about their conditions. And the association really wants to create a sense of community for these kids to let them know that you're not alone. Yes, you have a condition, but you're not alone. In our banner, it says, we fight today so that we can live tomorrow. And we have to be cognizant that, yes, it's a health condition that can lead to other social determinants in school. Maybe their peers know that they have diabetes, and that can either lead to bullying or support. And so by putting these kids out in this light and letting them know that they are leaders and that there's nothing wrong with them and they are normal like everybody else, just with a condition, strengthens them to be better citizens of our country and makes them able to survive whatever social conditions, positive or negative, may come their way.
For organizers, managing diabetes is about more than numbers and medication. They say young people also face emotional challenges, including feeling different from their peers or struggling with the responsibility of managing a condition that requires attention every day. Through discussions, interactive sessions, and group activities, campers are reminded that type 1 diabetes does not define who they are or what they can achieve. For DeAndre Dawson and Carolyn Morales, one of the most valuable parts of the experience is being surrounded by others who understand exactly what they go through.
I've been with the Belize Diabetes since day one. I'm 24 years old. I've been with the condition for the past 20 years. Currently with the association, it helps us to know that we're not alone with the condition. Having us feel motivate us in a way that, we're normal. We can do everything. It's just that we do need to eat, in portions, eat certain type of foods. So the association help us in a major way, meaning that we get free medication, supplies to do our testings, all supplies needed. They do give us sufficient help as well, additional help once needed. So we do thank the association for that.
My name is Caroline Morales. I like it. I like the fun stuff. It's very good. Something that I'm learning is how they call the high blood sugar and low blood sugar.
Throughout the week, campers are also receiving guidance from healthcare professionals, including pharmacists, pediatricians, and representatives from the mental health unit. These sessions help participants learn more about their condition, understand their bodies, and develop the confidence to become more independent as they grow older. But the camp is not only about learning. It is also about creating memories, from teamwork exercises to creative activities like painting. Participants are given opportunities to express themselves, develop friendships, and simply enjoy being children. For painting instructor Consuelo Artiga, activities like these play an important role in helping young people build confidence and find positive ways to express their emotions.
I'm doing the painting collaboration with the Diabetic Association, along with Mr. Tylan Tillett. He asked me if I could come and assist and help the kids to know that they are not alone. They have people behind your back helping them, and I'm doing a little art with them to teach them that they can express through arts how they feel And basically, it's more for make they feel that they are not alone. Actually, I know it's not easy for them to come forward, but if they have a supportive parent, the parent have to allow them to talk and express themselves, and it's a way that by expressing they will know that they are not alone. The kids, they do need a good supportive system along with them, and this organization is teaching them that there is people with them. So
organizers say their goal is that every child leaves the camp knowing more about their condition, feeling more confident about managing their health, and also understanding one important message that they are not alone. Because while type 1 diabetes may be part of their story, it does not have to limit their dreams. Reporting for Love News, I am Cecily Shaw.
St. John's Credit Union commemorates its 80th anniversary. The institution is reinforcing its long-standing commitment to education by expanding its high school scholarship program. Its CEO, Chanel Renault, the program is designed to ensure students have the resources they need to thrive.
It shows that we're investing in our community and back into our membership. Scholarship, like this year, we increased the total. The students receive $1,700 that is paid directly to the school for their full tuition. We covered that while we gave them school supplies and whatever need they may have in terms of help that they may need academically. If they're struggling with a subject or so, we would provide tutoring. So we try to ensure that the students have a high possibility of success throughout the program.
Among the scholarship recipients was Prince Perez.
I am really happy and really grateful for getting this award. I hope I get to make my parents, myself, and everyone proud. I like science and IT, and in the future I wanted to be a marine tour guide. I saw a lot of my family members do it, like my grandfather, my uncles, and some of my aunties. But I like to be like them because I love the ocean and marine life. It's gonna be way easier since my mom won't have to really work so hard to get all the money to pay for my high school and stuff. So she could really help me by
supporting you.
Yeah, supporting me.
With the good news, we end tonight's edition of the Evening News here on Love Television. It's 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. We bring you the weather up next, and of course at 7:30, tonight's edition of the Business Hour. Enjoy your night. I am Ernesto Vasquez.
Good evening. The weather was mainly fair and warm today with only isolated showers. Latest analysis suggests that similar weather can be expected through tomorrow night. The 24-hour forecast is for partly cloudy skies tonight and mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Showers will be isolated, with the chance for a few more, along with isolated thunderstorms over southern Toledo late tonight. Minimum overnight temperatures will range from 82 degrees Fahrenheit on the coast to 74 inland to 68 in the Mountain Pine Ridge. Winds over the open sea and along the coast will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be light chop. Maximum temperatures tomorrow will be around 89 Fahrenheit on the coast, 94 inland, but only 82 degrees up in the mountains. The outlook for Tuesday night is for generally fair weather with isolated showers or isolated thunderstorms mainly over the south. Then a few showers and thunderstorms will likely affect central and northern portions of the country on Wednesday. There's a high tide at 9:50 tonight and the low follows at 2:31 tomorrow morning. Another high is at 8:51 also in the morning and another low at 4:26 tomorrow evening. The moon will set at 4:33 in the morning and rise again at 4 minutes after 6 tomorrow evening. Sunrise in the morning is at 5:30. Sunset tomorrow evening is at 6:27. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected in our area of interest during the next 48 hours. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.